Here we have an equation of an ellipse that's written in what's called general form. Now, this form is standard form. And so we want to find the center, the vertices, and the foci. And so to find the center, vertices, and foci, what we need to do is rewrite this equation in standard form. So we can identify the h, the k, the h squared, and the b squared. And so this is how we would rewrite this in standard form. So first, groups all the terms that have an x in it. And the next, group everything that has a y in it, group all the terms with a y in it. And then bring everything else to the other side. So this term has an x, this term has an x, so we group them together. Then this term has an x, a y, and this term has a y, and we group them together. And then the phi, move it to the right side. And once again, if it's plus 5 on the left, when we move it to the right side, it becomes minus 5. And then next, factor out the 4 here, and then factor out the 9 here. So the factor of the 4, it means you just put a 4 in front of the parentheses, and then divide everything by 4. So dividing 4x squared by 4, we get x squared. Dividing 16x by 4, we get 4x. And then same thing here, factor out the coefficient 9, the coefficient of y squared, which is 9. So put 9 in front of the parentheses, and then divide everything by 9. So 9y squared divided by 9, it's just y squared. And then minus 18y divided by 9 is 2y. And then next, what we want to do is do completing the square for this part, and then completing the square for this part. And so to do completing the square here, take half of 4. And then 2 square is equal to 4. And then same thing here, take half of negative 2, which is negative 1. And then negative 1 squared. And then next, what we're going to do is add the 4 to the first group, and then add the 1 to the second group. And so this 4 right here, we'll insert it into here. So plus 4. Now, notice that when we inserted the 4 here, then we added 4 times 4 to this part. So we added 4 times 4, which is 16, to the left side. And then we must add 16 to the right side. And then this 1 right here, we'll insert it right in here. And when we inserted the 1 here, then we added 9 times 1 to the left side, which is 9. Then we must also add 9 to the right side. And then this becomes factor the x plus 2, x plus 2. And then the factors here is y minus 1, y minus 1. and then add all of these together, and we get 20. Once again, when we inserted the 4 here, and then we added 4 times 4, which is 16, to the left side, then we must add 16 to the right side. And when we inserted 1 here, then we added 9 times 1 to the left side, then we must also add 9 to the left side. So this becomes this. This will be squared. Now, and then this looks almost like it's in the standard form, except for the 9. So we need to, some way, somehow, get rid of this 9, and then get rid of this 4, and then get rid of the 9, so that it be in standard form. And so what we can do is this. Now, actually, before we do that, we must make this side a 1. So let's go ahead and divide everything by 20 first, before we get rid of these numbers. So we divide each term by 4, and then we get 20. So this divided by 20. And then this divided by 20, and then 20 divided by 20 is just 1. Just 420 is reduced to 1/5. And then, see if we can see this. This is the same as 1/5 times that. And this becomes 920 times this. So this is 1/5, and this is 920. And then to get it into this form, we need to do this. No, actually, the first part here I didn't have to do anything, but the part that I wanted to show was this part. Now, multiplying by 920 is the same as dividing by 20 over 9. So this was the part that I was trying to get to. 920 multiplying by 920 is the same as dividing by 20 over 9, or the reciprocal. Or remember, if we're dividing by 20 over 9, it's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, which is 9 over 20. 20 over 9 is less than 5. And so 5 is larger than 20 over 9. So that tells us that a squared is equal to 5, and b squared is equal to 20 over 9. And then for this one, if we want to rewrite plus 2 as minus negative 2, so we can see the h and the k clearly. And so from here, a will be the square root of 5. And then b will be the square root of 20 over 9. And then to get c, we use this b squared plus c squared equal to a squared. So b squared is 20 over 9. And then a squared is 5. So it's c squared equal. And then subtract 20 over 9 from both sides. And then we get a 25 over 9. So subtract 20 over 9, subtract 20 over 9, and then 5 minus 20 over 9 is 25 over 9. And then take the square roots here. We get c, so be the square root of 25 over 9, which is 5/3. So the center will be at h, k. So this will be negative 2, 1. So h is negative 2, y is 1. K is 1, not y. K is 1. And then to get the vertices, we just use these formulas right here. So right here for h, we have negative 2, and then k is 1. Is this type of parabola, this type of ellipse. So we have to use these formulas right here. So this will be negative 2, and then minus the square root of 5, and then k is 1, and this will be minus 2 plus the square root of 5, and k is 1. And then the foci, this. So h again is negative 2, and then c is the c is 5/3, so it'll be 5/3, and then k is 1. And then we have negative 2 plus 5/3, and this is 1.